Okay, today I'm going to be doing a little tutorial on chirp combos. So I've done another video on chirps as well that I'll probably link to in this video. But for now I'm going to go over sort of the basic pattern for a chirp and the two phases and maybe just a little bit more on it. Now chirps is probably, it's one of my favourite scratches, and if you analyse my style quite a lot, most of what I do to connect to the scratches together, I'll have a lot of chirps in between, because they're the sort of scratch that's quite sort of easy on the fader hand, since you can get two sounds from one click. So yeah, let's have a look at the chirp anyway. So we've got like the traditional chirp. It starts off in an open position, and you're at the beginning of the sample, and then you're pushing the record forward and closing the fader. So if you look at it without even touching the record and the fader, it's this sort of motion. If you're in hamster as well, I guess it'll be that. And yeah, a lot of it is about just kind of really slowly perfecting that pattern over time. It's quite a robotic motion, and yeah, a lot of the difficulty in doing chirps at fast speed just lies in getting that one motion down really well. But yeah, here it is. So we've open fader, record forward, and then close, and then open the fader again, and then pull back. So make sure you're hearing both sides of the record motions, and the click lands on the turn of the record, just after the forward motion. So you're making the sound sharper by doing that, and then you're pulling back to before the record started to get that kind of sharp tip sound. It sounds like another click, but so you're pulling back to just before the record starts. Yeah, so yeah, it's definitely one of those scratches where you start slowly and then build at the speed. The more accurate you can get, the better, and the easier it'll be, obviously, with faster speeds. Once you get quite good at faster speeds, you can do things like grouping chirps. Like you put chirps into groups of maybe 2 or 3, or just one quick chirp. So it's things like this kind of. So yeah, if you look at the fader, it's sort of like doing 2-click orbit patterns, where you're doing these kind of groups of 2 clicks. So 1 2 1 2 1 2 would be. And if we do the same with sort of the same click pattern over a different record motion. So yeah, they're interchangeable. The better you get with other scratches, then you can take that kind of experience and put it back into chirps. The more simple scratches, which actually they're I don't know, they're integral. Lots of people kind of tend to overlook the simple patterns, just because they might think that they're kind of they're past that or whatever. But there's always kind of more you can learn. Say like if you learn tear patterns as well, you can put those over chirps. So this is something that I do quite a lot. So we've got like normal chirps, and then tearing it. So just simple things like that. You're getting free sounds from a chirp as well. So it's kind of like a chirp tear pattern, and yeah, the click is the same part of a normal chirp, but then you have a tear on the back. And you can do it with forward tears as well. And then something else, yeah, I like the traditional way of looking at a chirp would be that it's an open fader scratch, but you can also do them in a closed position, and this would be what I class as a phased chirp. So, we're starting a little bit into the record, so we're starting in the reverse of a normal chirp basically, and so we're going to go backwards instead of forwards, and we have the fader closed. So we're going reverse and then open, so like this. And then from this pattern, from the pullback where we've pulled back to just before the record starts, then we go forward, like in that kind of robotic motion. So instead of going dit 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 as we were doing before, we start at this position and we go da 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 da. Dit, 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 and then reverse that. Da, 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 da. So that's the pattern. So start with fader closed into the sample, open the fader and pull back, and then forward record motion with a closing at the end. So normal chirp would be closed chirp, well, phase chirp. You hear that different sound? It's kind of wavier because it's starting into the sample instead of at the beginning of the sample at the silent part. So. And you can get quite kind of really funky patterns with these as well. Yeah, I'll do it with the platter turned off as well. This is stuff that I do quite a lot, so pulling back, like phase chirp here. But yeah, that's kind of phased chirps with the platter turned off, mixed with some it's like OG Flair chirp patterns. But yeah, so yeah, probably one last thing to note is that you can go from kind of from the tip of the sample to inside the sample to give kind of I don't know, it's sort of variations between a sharp chirp and a wavy chirp, because the further inside the sample you go, the more kind of the more of the record you hear. I'll show you it. So we've got like tip chirps like this, kind of starting right at the beginning, which are quite sharp sounding. And then we can go into the sample, so. And all that's happening there is this kind of baby motion, fast baby motion. So yeah, it's kind of just baby motions while kind of extending the arm. So there's if you can do babies, then I mean you can learn to do that fairly quickly. It's not that hard a motion, but yeah, it makes quite a big difference to the sound. So you'll find that you can get quite a lot of variation from very simple adjustments. So it almost sounds like a different combo altogether, but really it's nothing but a row of chirps, but we're just kind of adjusting where the record hand is going. So yeah, we've got just a brief overview. Normal chirps, phased chirps, and then tear chirps, I think we covered. And then yeah, the kind of manipulating the where in the sample you're doing the chirp. Alright, hopefully that'll sort of help you with it anyway. So, okay, so yeah.